It's called Advanced Answering Techniques. So it is 3 professional people explaining to other people how to answer different questions, a multiple variety of questions. Advanced Answering Techniques.
Hello and welcome to Advanced Answering Techniques. I'm one of your co-hosts. My name is Josh, and this is a podcast where we take listener/user questions and we answer them definitively. I like to start off here by introducing my other 2 co-hosts by asking them a question. Guy loves his family, wants to be one of the captains of the UFC, the most strong ones. His name, though, Mason Ticklebug. Is the name an asset or a liability? Caleb?
Please call me KB. I'm going by KB now.
KB. I'm sorry, KB.
It is an asset.
And do you care to comment on why?
No.
Gabe.
It's actually Gaby.
And I'm sorry, Gaby.
I know it might be a little confusing, but
Yeah.
it's Gaby. And I also think it's an asset, and I will expound on why. Because I think...
Well, if he's going to.
Okay, well, but let me
why don't
go
we?
first.
Now we're going to have to hear what Gaby has to say, then we can listen to Gaby.
I think that the name Mason Ticklebug, in the context of UFC, is an asset because you are going to your opponent will underestimate you based on this. They'll assume that you're some kind of weakling, some kind of wuss, wimp, and they'll be like, "This guy's in for a pounding. I'm going to pound Mason Ticklebug." But if he's truly aspiring to be the best, then hopefully he's put the work in and he can prove him wrong.
He's done a lot of work, but he seems stuck with that name. Caleb?
Basically, I agree with Gabe.
Sorry.
Yeah.
KB. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And it's Gaby.
Gaby. Sorry.
You
this
agree
is
with
new
Gaby.
for me too. It's new for me too.
We're all getting used to it.
Yeah. I agree with Gaby. So basically, all I'm going to say is the boy named Mason Ticklebug. Do I need to say anything more?
Right.
You don't.
Or a boy
Right.
named Mason Ticklebug.
No, those are both good. Those are reasonable answers. I think it probably is. It's not. What's the problem the other way? That makes somebody mad at you, so mad that they want to hit you extra hard because they hate your name and they think it makes you, and so it can only make you underestimate someone. It can't make you, work harder to beat Mason Ticklebug. Although maybe in that final moment when you're on the ropes or on the ground, I guess usually what it is, and you just need that extra push over the cliff to do something. Maybe the fact that you're about to get beaten by Mason Ticklebug would cause you
Pride enters in.
Or if Mason Ticklebug's own name gets inside his own head.
Yeah.
And it makes him think that, who am I? I'm not going to beat Chad.
Chad hits hard.
Yeah, I'm not going to beat Chad hits hard. My name's Mason Ticklebug.
Yeah. We need to get right into our question. It's one of the big 3. It's Justin with quite a quandary. Something that would have been, I guess, topical about a month ago, or I guess maybe 2 weeks
I think
back.
part of it is even that it's not topical when he's sending it.
That's probably
it's
true.
more topical than it is now, for sure. But
yeah,
we can get
we are
into
at
that.
least we are at least like approaching a certain season. So
right.
Maybe it makes a little more sense now. Anyway, here we go.
Guys, it is February 27th. Hi, how are you? Sorry, that was kind of a rude opening. I didn't mean that to be rude. Hey guys, how are you? It's February 27th, and I am realizing that I completely missed Valentine's Day. I didn't celebrate it. I got my wife no chocolate or whatever, the usual heart-shaped anythings that you're supposed to do and be a nice guy and all that kind of Valentine's Day stuff. Totally missed it. 100% slipped my mind. Realizing this today on the 27th of February. So My question is, how do I take the celebration of Easter and incorporate Valentine's Day into Easter so that I can make up for my mistake? Thanks, guys. Bye.
And I just want to say right off the bat that I'm so pissed off at this.
Me too.
That beginning when he just came on and said what the date was, that was so rude.
Yeah, if you guys saw the steam in the room, it wasn't from a kettle.
No.
It was from my friggin' ears.
It was all of our ears were
Mine
shooting
were
steam.
I had a lot of steam, though.
Yeah.
You have to admit.
I mean, I think it was probably between me and Caleb. Gabe did
What?
not
Who's
have,
that?
Who?
Gabe. Gabe did not have very much steam at all.
No, but we had to
Hardly any.
replay a lot of the message because they heard the introduction there without any actual greeting, and the steam just blew the headphones right off.
You blew the headphones exactly
Yes.
off.
They were vibrating on my head like 2 inches off of my ears,
like the top of a kettle.
Gabe's
and
was
mine
only
were
1
about
inch.
3 inches off
Wow,
my ears.
Okay, mine. It was hard for me to see
Yeah.
how far mine were,
Right.
but they were
Definitely.
actually. Gaby could probably tell us.
I think they probably were. KB, I think yours were probably almost at 2 inches, and that was so good for you.
Really impressive.
Well, yeah. I mean,
So I guess
it.
thanks, Justin.
Yeah.
We didn't even know how capable of being so angry
mad
we were.
Yeah, it's I mean, I guess we'll just have to get past this
Yeah.
because we don't want the whole episode to be this. But I really
But
kind
man,
of feel
oh my
like
gosh, it just pissed me off so hard that my blood pressure was like I happened to be getting my blood pressure checked right then, and a freaking thing spranged off.
yeah, it shot over the it shot up into the ceiling and got stuck there,
Yeah.
and my blood pressure thing, it actually hit yours and broke your
The
blood
crazy-
pressure thing. It was crazy.
The crazy thing is that my thing had 2 in it, and one of them did that, but then another one went all the way through the roof.
and then mine didn't have 2.
Yeah.
But the one that I had was so big, it made a huge. If it broke the first one of yours,
Right, we heard that
but
already.
But it blew a huge hole through the whole
Yeah,
roof.
but mine did
so now
that
there's
too. So interesting. I said
a
mine
bigger hole because it was big.
Oh,
Mine stayed on fine. It was
your cuff, your blood
Yeah, my
pressure
cuff.
Why did you put it where you put it, Gabe?
It's not. They don't. They usually say it's a bad idea. They shouldn't go around your neck.
Oh, were you talking to me?
Yeah, sorry, Gabe.
Oh, Gabe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's. I think that the readings are just a little more interesting if they're from around your neck.
Yeah, it definitely. I mean, it makes it more interesting for us to see the colors.
Yeah.
that your face is.
I was trying
face
to-
turns into.
Also, trying to take a nap. It's kind of like a nice neck pillow.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's the pillow that makes you take a nap.
It will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
It is deep rest.
Yeah.
For sure. You're getting a bunch of REM cycles in real quick.
It's the cuff that says tap or take a nap.
It's the cuff that says you've been awake enough.
I call mine Mason Ticklebug.
Justin really screwed up this time. He forgot to even be a nice guy on Valentine's Day.
No heart-shaped anythings.
No heart-shaped anythings, and he wasn't even a nice guy.
That's about a D- Valentine's Day, I'd say.
He dug it. It sounds like he dug himself quite a hole.
You don't think forgetting Valentine's Day is just an F?
He remembered eventually.
That's interesting. So it's like a test that you hand in. It's like that Simpsons episode when Bart fails the test, but then he says, "I feel just like George Washington when he, failed to cross the Potomac," or I don't remember what the specific thing was. It doesn't really matter.
Potomac.
That's not it.
Yeah.
Potomac.
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 Potomac is a
It's a coffee maker, I
awesome.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coffee.
To be fair, I was
He
trying
failed
to
to
get
pass it.
through that bad analogy as quickly as I could.
He didn't pass it. Thomas Jefferson asked for the Potomatic to be passed to him.
But I do think he mentioned his
But
February.
he shows a little bit of correct knowledge, and the teacher goes, "Oh, well, that's worth another
see.
point." And then so that's how he got a D
Yeah. Okay.
minus.
I see. Yeah. I mean, I think there's like a 2 week. If you don't have that realization within 2 weeks of Valentine's Day, then it is an F.
I mean,
but he remembered right in the nick of
Just
time.
right in the nick of time.
I mean, I guess so. I mean, he remembered, but he hasn't done anything about it. He's going to wait until Easter.
It's kind of like filing. It's like getting extension. So
Okay.
like remembering, then pushes it out 3 months.
So his text to his
That's
wife
true.
is, "Sorry, babe, just wait until Easter."
right. Yeah. And I mean,
Hopefully, he
honestly,
hasn't brought it up at all.
Yeah.
He's just let.
I mean, so this grade is just from us.
Yes.
The person in question, his wife,
Hold on.
his romantic interest.
Yeah.
She's not.
I mean, he seems pretty interested.
Invested, honestly.
Oh yeah, invested. Yeah. I mean, sort of. But his, where was I going with that? We're grading it. We're grading it.
I feel like part of what you're saying, it just doesn't have the confidence in our skills that I would like to see.
No,
Which is that, of course, we're like worthy to grade Justin's behavior.
That's true. And now I'm going to have to envision myself as Justin's beloved in order to...
No, we're just a righteous judge.
Okay.
A group of 3 righteous.
If I'm trying to be a
judges.
righteous judge, I'm trying to think of this in the perspective of his wife, which is Valentine's Day comes and goes.
Yeah.
You failed Valentine's Day for that year. But we maybe can help him out with incorporating it into Easter.
This is the way. I think this is absolutely. She noticed that they didn't do anything for Valentine's Day. It was absolutely something that she noticed and thought about, and was concerned about. Right? There's just no way around that. But I think that in general, in a healthy relationship, that Justin's instinct here is right. To find a way to make a big deal out of it. So that to show the women like attention. That's kind of the primary thing, right? There's all different kinds of women with all different kinds of interests. But women like knowing that you notice them, that you're paying attention to them, that you are like doing things for them, making big shows.
Which kind of goes in contradiction to the fact that they also want to be so small.
Yes.
They want
to be
sane, but they want to be small.
Yes.
You have to be paying attention to see them.
That's right.
Okay.
And that's part
You've
of how
got
that
it.
works.
You've got it. Gaby's got it again.
Yep. That is, you do have to be really careful to not make it obvious that you're paying attention to them because you can't help it.
Yeah.
That's-
I mean,
it's a careful balance.
Is it a bad gift to get your wife a rascal scooter?
So, and you're saying that was so you're really noticing that she's having a hard time getting around, and maybe a mobility scooter of some kind would be helpful. Yeah. I think there are wives who would appreciate that. I think there are wives who are like, yeah, it's time.
It's time.
Yeah, and you noticed, and thank you. I love you.
I think it is one like on the traditional anniversary gift schedule for like by years. I think it's like 40, like year 40. It's like year 30 is diamonds, year 40 rascal scooter.
It's rascal scooter.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the anniversaries that's been sponsored by Rascal Scooter.
Right. Well, yeah, they did pay to get, because before it was just mobility scooter, and they're like, what if we make this official?
Yeah. We noticed that it's mobility scooter, but we
Could just be rascal.
make it official. Yeah.
And
You drive it out with a big bow on it.
anniversary list people are just licking their lips.
Yep.
And then they're like, okay, so let's change year 30 to video game console, and then see if Sony or Nintendo or Microsoft come knocking. Get your get Nintendo in there.
Yeah.
It's not diamonds. It's a Switch 2. And the anniversary list people are just licking their
licking
chops.
their huge chops.
And women everywhere are so excited.
Oh yeah. The Switch
Babe,
2.
did you hear about the new anniversary list?
And then on the forums online, it's like, we know the Switch is coming out next year because the big anniversary list people. They wouldn't put it on the list if it wasn't going to be available for loving couples of 30 years of marriage couldn't actually fulfill.
Why spend all the money on a press release and a conference and all that stuff? You can just put that bit of information in the anniversary list. Everyone's going to be talking about
once
it.
you have the anniversary list industry behind you, what can we not accomplish?
I know world peace is 120. You have to be married for 120 years in order to get
I
your
hope I
loved
get
one.
it.
That is really
World
tricky
peace.
because then it's like the spouse is like, I have to get you world peace. It's not a guarantee. It's like It's not like you made it to 30 years, you get a Switch 2 to give to your wife.
Right.
It's like you have to still go out
You
and
do
buy
have to
it.
buy it, yeah.
And the Rascal scooter is the same, so why would world peace be any different?
Right. And to have to do that when you're at perhaps the age of 140 years, like conservatively.
Right.
Yeah.
It maybe a lot of your best years mentally are behind you.
Maybe.
I mean, you might have world peace.
Yeah.
Like you and your loved one. If
Just
you're
have
both
it.
still alive,
Yeah.
you attain it. It's just
Yeah.
Could be. Could be.
We need to help Justin figure out ways of actually incorporating.
Let's see if Justin can get to 140 or 120.
120, yeah.
Okay, but
Let's
that's
not get crazy, Gabe.
Yeah.
that's
Gaby.
a good goal.
Thank
That's
you.
a good goal. We should. I mean, I promote
Is
that
it?
for Justin. It is a good goal. That's a great goal. Like if it's that Oscar Wilde kind of thing. If you aim for the stars, because if you miss, you might as well just end up on the moon.
You might as
You're,
well.
you're still going to be in space, suffocating.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, aim for the stars, because if you get to the stars, you're going to die. If you don't get to the stars, you're going to die.
Yeah. But sooner.
Gee,
But your body will be just careening through the abyss of space.
gee, thanks, Oscar.
I guess not sooner. You'll die the same time. As soon as you get out there.
Well, and actually,
As soon as you
time
get out there far enough, you're gonna die.
compresses the faster you're going. You can cover, and space actually compresses too if you're going
Whoa.
close to the.
Speed of light. So
Speed
yeah,
of light.
this is assuming. I don't know if Oscar Wilde was very aware of the theory of relativity, which had yet to be invented in his lifetime.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say he
That's
was
sad.
he was pondering it. He was a smart guy.
He's a real smarty pants.
Among other things.
I heard he was fancy pants too.
He was a bit of a fancy pants, I think. He was Irish.
Is it safe to say that Justin's wife's love for him is maybe sort of dying or on the wane? It's in its wilderness period at this point. Do you know what I mean?
You think it's safe? You mean this is just one more failure from Justin?
Yeah.
That she's not really clocking.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say. I mean, we hear from Justin from time to time. Things seem to be going well for him.
From his perspective, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. But you're saying just from what we know of Justin thinking about the world that we are aware of, is there any chance that Justin's relationship is falling apart?
I don't know. I mean, I only say it because I think that could play into what you do, how you combine Valentine's Day with Easter.
Gotcha.
You see where I'm going?
I think I see where you're going.
It's kind of a death and...
You're looking for a resurrection of the love.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe
I mean,
there's some way he could...
Even without that, there's certainly in a massive failure within a marriage, that even if the relationship isn't threatened by that, there still is. It is a shadow of death,
Yes.
right?
Right.
So even
right.
there.
Even there.
Even there.
Okay. Okay. So let's say it's not safe to say that
Yeah.
Justin's wife's love for him
Mm-hmm.
is dying.
Yeah.
It's not safe to say that.
Right.
But this casts a shadow, a pall over his marriage.
Yeah.
Just completely missing Valentine's Day.
Right.
So we got to get him out of it.
We got to get him out of it, and he needs help. And I mean, it might sound like I'm stalling for time or something like that, but I'm not. I have really too many ideas for this one.
Yeah,
But,
you're just sorting
competing.
through the ideas. You have
Yeah.
a list and you're prioritizing them.
I'm really
And
trying.
I see that.
Yeah.
You can see it in your eyes.
Really trying to just pick the right one.
I think a really good attempt to marry the two holidays.
Hold on, Gabe. Josh is still prioritizing his list.
Okay, let's
It's
just
gonna
make
be.
sure that
Gabe's not gonna step on my ability to prioritize my list
okay, good.
at all.
Okay, good.
But I was just thinking, you know how you can grow like a square pumpkin?
Sure.
I didn't know this.
You can do that.
I've seen it in Minecraft.
I think in Minecraft it's that you can only grow a square pumpkin
Yep.
in Minecraft. But in real life, you can also do this.
Wow.
And you have to grow it in a square mold, essentially, that it fills all four corners of it.
Oh,
over
four
time.
corners, because a square is just a two-dimensional.
I'm sorry, 6 corners.
It's a cube.
It's
I
a
think
cube.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why
I'm sorry.
I was.
It was really hanging me up too. I was just
Yeah.
like, I think he means a cube.
Okay. That's a good point. It's a cube. It's a cubed pumpkin. And
A pumpkin.
And that was I did think I was going to be able to keep compiling my list, but then
that
Gabe
kinda got
said
you, yeah.
square instead
Oh,
of cube.
And
And
who?
boy, it just Gabe said that.
What if you use the same sort of approach with your Easter eggs this year? And you're going to decorate Easter eggs, get a chicken,
Yep.
and get a heart-shaped mold,
Yep.
and grow some
So this is going to be some kind of crazy contraption.
heart-shaped Easter eggs to dye
Yeah.
and paint,
Yeah.
whatever.
Gonna be
Hide them.
When does the egg part really take shape?
That's what I'm thinking. That's the hardest part of this. Is that the egg has to be formed within the chicken's body
Yes.
before it's actually. That's the place.
There's going to be contraptions. There's going to be surgery.
right. There's gonna-
Maybe it's less invasive than that, and it's we kind of blow up this timeline a little bit, so it's a number of years
Oh,
that Jason or Justin spends to selectively breed chickens. That he's inspecting eggs as they come out. This one's
This one is starting to have a little more of a point on
right.
it.
It's
Yeah.
got
We
that
are
little indentation
the
at
way
the
there,
top.
yeah.
We're getting there. So over time, I imagine it's possible. And let's just let's just assume that it's possible
Right.
to breed these sorts of chickens.
Heart-shaped eggs.
So that's one idea that
I think
it's
it's
a
And-
shot.
and you crack it and you just make a regular egg.
No, you would boil it and
Oh.
then dye it, and then once it sits on your counter for a couple weeks, you just throw it away.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe even a day. I don't even know.
But think about it. Think about again grand gestures. That's quite a grand gesture.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that would be pretty effective. His wife would be like, "Wow, you look at this. You spent years working in poultry science in order to
And
accomplish
Babe.
that."
Justin is, not probably he's so focused on this task that he's
Yeah.
not spending very much time with his family. And his wife is like, "What are you doing?" with
Okay,
chickens
it's
again,
not a good idea.
Justin?"
It's just a suggestion.
I think it's a good start.
But then the day comes that the perfect egg, all he needs is one.
right.
I mean, I think it would be fine if you had
Yeah.
one.
I mean, it
That
would be a
that would be
business if you
something.
got more than one.
Well, it would just be awesome if you were able to just just have a full dozen eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
that's
might be right.
ideal.
A dozen roses, a dozen eggs.
Especially because, like, at that point, it might
And
be
eggs don't keep very well.
another decade until you actually get to give this gift, and you're
Yeah.
making up for,
Many
maybe you
other-
need a dozen
Oh.
to
Yeah,
make up
you might
for all.
need
Gotta
a
give-
dozen. You might even, I mean, who knows? You might
Who
need,
knows?
You might need dozens. Maybe you've missed birthdays and
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
so focused on this. And then it gets to be the 10-year Chia Pet anniversary.
yeah.
And then you have to
Right.
get your wife a Chia Pet.
Yep.
And
And-
that's going to overshadow these eggs.
She's
And
gonna be like,
something I do want to be cautious of is that I am kind of assuming that just receiving this egg would make up for all of this.
Yeah.
You know, like that. I don't know if that actually.
well, that's why I was kind of trying to say is many times with the gift, it's not always the gift itself. Sometimes it's just what the gift represents, and that's what I was saying.
Indeed.
Is this would just represent so much dedication from Justin.
Yeah. To this one very strange idea at the cost of time with his family during
Look,
I mean,
babe, I bent
possibly.
nature to my will for you.
Yeah. There's something beautiful about that. For
Absolutely.
Sure.
There is.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So that's my suggestion, and you can take it or leave it, Justin.
Yeah, we should be clear. You do not have to do the things we tell you.
No, I
No.
I oftentimes I mean this is good advice. It's rock solid ironclad. There's nothing wrong with it.
What what I will say is, if you do take the egg or the heart-shaped egg, approach, we will be watching with great interest.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. I don't think I'll fund it, but I will like any posts you make about it on
Yeah.
the
I might
internet.
share it. I won't give $1 to it, but I might share it on
Yeah.
my stories.
Mm-hmm. I might print off one of the posts and put it on my refrigerator.
So that your family can see it. So that maybe your children can
Look what my
donate.
look what a guy who listens to my podcast is trying to do.
Why didn't any of you do this?
Yeah, that's instead of Caleb putting his children's
I
like
tear
great
down.
report cards and pictures up on the refrigerator. He just puts
I tear down a
things he
drawing.
wishes that they were.
One of my children's
Doing.
bad drawings
Yeah.
of me.
Yeah.
Tear it down and put up
Something you're actually
that
proud of.
kind of looks like maybe it's starting to look like a heart and it's an egg.
Oh, that's what it. I thought it was something about the GoFundMe. It's not. It's not that.
Well, yeah, I would start there.
Okay.
Look
He's-
how much money my friend has raised. I mean, not my friend, but he's a guy who listens to my podcast.
I think because Easter is so biblical that I would think of one of the most romantic things that a person in the Bible ever did.
Oh, I
Which-
think I know what you're talking
Which
about.
was
So beautiful.
it's a beautiful gesture. It's a grand gesture. It is, but I think this is perfect. Think of how David won Michal was he gave her father 200 scrotums.
Back when men were men.
Yeah. So you're saying you're saying we should do heart-shaped eggs.
Just wait. You gave her father 200 Philistine scrotums. Or foreskins, I don't remember which.
I'm pretty sure that it's foreskin. But
I was gonna say
I guess he has at that point he has the access for either.
Sometimes it was just a judgment call.
yeah, I mean it depends on how circumcised you want to be.
Here's 200 foreskins. There's probably, 80 scrotums in there somewhere.
Like the awful.
Yeah.
Like spam. Like the spam of yeah, you don't know
So
what's
just
in there.
imagine doing that for your wife as part of Easter
Mm.
to make up for all your failures
I mean, how did you even find Philistines?
I mean, that's the first
Oh,
step.
they're
right?
easy to find these days. I mean, the way I do is go on a dating app, use a bio of like a pretty girl,
Mm.
and then just like lure these guys in,
Yeah.
and just I guess either knock them out and circumcise them,
Right.
or kill them and circumcise them.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we should do this. I'm just saying this is what you would do today.
Right. This is I am saying
This is what David would have done
that's
today.
what David. You think
David would have pulled like a Bugs Bunny.
Little catfish.
Yeah.
Action.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure that that's what David would have done. He seems to have been much more of a kind of dealing up front with the enemies of God kind of guy, rather than like just
Yeah,
tricking
maybe.
them
Right.
like in a
He's-
serial murder.
So then you
kind
just
of
go
way.
on Craigslist looking for guys who,
He's not sneaking around getting these scrotums.
yeah, he's just going out there doing it.
He's being up front. Hey, you, come over here. You have something I need.
Do you really need it? Well,
I want to get married.
not married. Not for Justin.
No,
This
he's
is just
trying to.
making
sorry. I
up
was
for one failed Valentine's Day. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's biblical for sure.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. It's definitely, if that's one of the
biblical.
boxes.
I don't know. It has to be. I don't know that it has to be 200. That wasn't. Saul didn't even said it. I think he said 100.
Well, and just think about
And
inflation.
then David just went over up. Yeah, but this is David is tens of thousands
Yeah, that's
kind
true.
of guy.
I have another kind of biblical version, which would be that Justin tricks his wife into thinking that he's dead,
Mm.
and then she feels bad.
Mm.
She forgets about Valentine's Day, and then he reveals that he's not dead. And
Yeah.
He's alive.
Pops out of the coffin.
Then he's got
That's
over his
nothing like
heart,
the Bible, though.
over his heart. That's true. Well, yeah, that's true. It's a type. It's sort of like, because there aren't Philistines
It's
around, you have to find the
typologically
closest
similar.
thing.
Yeah.
You have to find the closest thing,
Yeah.
you know? So he
Yeah.
can't actually, I mean, look, if Justin could actually be killed
Right.
and come back to life, that would be
That's
better.
ideal. I just don't know if I just don't know if that's
I don't want to put
in
that
the
on
cards. I wouldn't want to.
him. I don't want him to
put
try
kind
that
of
because
pressure.
then I don't know.
Right.
I either know he will rise
Right.
again one day.
Genetically engineering heart-shaped eggs, getting 200 Philistine scrotums.
I mean, I think what we're
Coming
seeing
back
here
from the dead.
is the remedies to this problem. This is huge.
It's
This is a
huge. It's
big
a lot of
deal.
work.
It's
It
it's
is.
gonna be a lot of work, a lot of time
It is.
that you're gonna be putting in, digging yourself out of this.
And before we really
Huge hole.
finish up on it, I did want to say that I wanted to weigh in on a couple of corrections. I know that we just said we would just not say it if it was Auden.
It was.
It was Auden who said that
Great.
poetry makes nothing happen, and we weren't sure who the fourth president was. And so, do you guys want to? Do you guys
John
know
Quincy.
who it was?
John Quincy Adams.
Yeah, I think I'm going to say.
So-
well, wait. To make it interesting, I'll say something else.
Who do you think it was?
Let's see. No, it's not Nixon. Gabe just said Nixon.
Who?
Oh.
That's way later.
Who?
Nixon?
Mixon.
Who said Nixon?
Mixon? I'll say Mixon.
So I think we should choose one of them to go with.
Okay.
And then we'll just go with that one. We'll say that's the one.
Okay.
Let's go with Mixon.
So let's.
Yeah, we'll go with Mixon.
Okay. Was it James Mixon?
Well, I was thinking a different first name.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was it? What was the name you're thinking?
Chase.
Chase Mixon.
Chase Mixon.
So we think that the fourth. We think that the fourth we think that the fourth president is Chase Mixon, and we'll just have to see if we're right about that or not.
Oh, we don't know.
Well, I do know.
Oh, you do know. Okay.
Are we right?
No.
Oh, okay. We're
But that's for next week.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
correct that
wrong. All
next
right.
week.
Sounds good.
So Chase Mixon is who we think. Was
I'm thinking Mixin.
I mean, he sounds like
Yeah.
an awesome bartender, if
Cold-
not a
Oh, I was
president.
thinking Cold Stone Creamery.
Yeah, that's
kinda.
good too.
Yeah.
Mix-ins. Yeah.
That's good. All of this talk about holidays, it reminded me of our brother Mel, that of course short for Malcolm. And in 2021, when Juneteenth came in, he saw that, and he had not previously realized you could just have new holidays. So he kind of got obsessed with trying to come up with a holiday that he could promote. He's been very adamant about this. He's trying to get a new holiday off the ground. It's his sort of aspiration. When you ask him about it, he says that it's his retirement plan. And some of his ideas are pretty straightforward. He wanted to get, this is kind of appropriate. He tried to get a day set aside to celebrate eggs. It's like we should have a national federal holiday for eggs. It's pretty direct and straightforward. Some of them are a little more elaborate. He tried to get a day set aside to celebrate deviled eggs.
This is sounding
This
a
is-
lot
No.
That's
like Easter.
Yeah.
well, not that one. That sounds like it's straight from hell.
Well, right. Well, deviled eggs. I mean, that would be how corrupt would that be to enjoy a deviled
You
egg?
can't just
on
enjoy an egg. Now you have to get the devil involved.
the resurrection of the Lord on that very day.
Yeah.
I think that's inappropriate. So that one I think is out. We don't want to do that. But it is sounding like Easter to me too.
I mean, we're not celebrating eggs. We're celebrating an idea that honestly, the egg part is, I think, pretty pagan
Well, in what
and
way?
appropriated.
In what
into-
way is it
I don't
pagan?
even know.
Okay. Just
Okay.
seems like a symbol of rebirth that God Himself made and put on earth.
Rebirth.
It
How
also,
is it rebirth?
I'll be honest, it doesn't sound
Sounds like
pagan
birth.
to me at all. It sounds more egged.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Not these days though. Everything costs us some money.
I didn't know if you guys remembered any of Malcolm's other ideas for holidays.
Oh well, he thought worms.
Yeah,
He
he had
wanted to
that.
have a big worm day
Yeah.
because he.
A federally
Yeah.
recognized worm day. Everybody gets the day off.
Because he was like, worms do so much for us, and we think they're gross and disgusting so often.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But we wouldn't be around without worms,
yeah.
and we won't be around with worms.
I'll be honest. I don't really keep in touch with Malcolm.
Yeah.
And I am not, I don't miss him asking what I'm doing for Halloween. Like that is,
yeah.
it's just not a good name for it.
It's
It doesn't
not-
get
it's
anyone
not.
excited about it.
It didn't
No.
really take off even within our family.
Right.
No. He won't answer the phone when I call anymore because
Yeah.
he gets so mad when I say, "You're Malcolm."
You say what?
I say,
When you do
I'm,
something,
I'm Malcolm.
yeah.
"You're
Hello.
Malcolm." Well, we could do this too.
When he's thanking you for something,
Yeah. He says, "Thanks for
Thanks.
calling." I say, "You're Malcolm."
I was so lost. Yes. You're.
But
yes.
Josh,
wait, let's
you
do it
concealed
again.
it very
Let's
well.
do it though.
Yes.
You're Malcolm.
Okay.
Ring ring.
Hello.
Hey, just wanted to see if you wanted to. Just wanted to see if you wanted to thank me for putting up those posters about Halloween.
Oh, I hadn't realized that you'd gotten around to it. Yeah. Thanks, Caleb.
You're Malcolm.
Who?
I'm so mad. There's so much steam coming out of my ears right now.
It's kind of hard to hear him on the phone because the phone's blowing away
It's
from his head, from all the steam. That's good. Yeah. I remember Malcolm talking about Kwanzaa for shoes. I was like, okay, now I have to learn what Kwanzaa is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I have
And
to
then
learn
apply all
about
of that to
Kwanzaa.
shoes. So I don't know.
I honestly, I can't say anything about that.
Yeah. Before we kind of finally answer Justin's question, I wanted to read something real quick that that this kind of situation brought up for me. This is a story. I don't care. I want to change my name, Dad, said Mason Ticklebug. He scrubbed really hard on the fork in his hand. Mr. Ticklebug threw the drying rag over his shoulder and put the copper pan in the cupboard. He leaned against the marble countertop. Why? He said. So guys won't laugh at you when you go into the octagon? Well, you can't change your name. Unless you'd like me to... Mason knew it was on the line. He knew that if he changed his name, his dad would change the password for the Max account. Mason threw the fork so hard at the soapy water that it splashed a little bit. So just forks don't have a lot of surfaces.
Right, the
Surface
tines.
area,
It
so
just goes right through the tines.
it's not very effective.
There's a Robin trying to listen to our podcast.
No, stay. Don't go away.
He ran to his room and slammed the door. A moment later, he heard his dad on the other side of the door. Mason, you know how much it means to us that we Ticklebugs never change our name, but I've never told you why. Mason turned towards the door. His father went on. When your granddad got to Ellis Island, they tried to make him change his name to Tippleman, but he refused. He hadn't come all the way from deep in the heart of Tickleburg to forget his heritage. He punched, and when he was done, there was a pile of dead immigration clerks. The pile was so high and unsteady that it fell over on him, and the corpses trapped him and he couldn't get away. But he punched the dead bodies until they were mushy enough that he could squirm out from under them. I guess that's where you get your fighting spirit. Mason smiled when he thought about his old granddad punching those clerks till they died and not stopping even then. He opened the door and gave his dad a hug. His dad's eyes were watery. Mason Ticklebug went on to be the first man to use another fighter's lifeless body to concuss Joe Rogan. Thank you.
I'm conflicted about being proud or of someone who could do something like that.
To
His
hit Joe
grandfather.
Rogan in the head
Or that too.
with another fighter's lifeless body.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to see it,
Yeah.
but yeah. Also, you said deep in the heart of Tickleburg.
Right.
It's a big city.
It's a big city.
Big city.
They were right in the middle of Tickleburg, I think.
Yeah.
Trish trying to get out. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so many people.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's the famine.
Right.
They were like, maybe we should do something besides tickling.
Yeah.
Maybe we
They
should
were a little light on
grow some food.
agriculture and,
Yeah.
and kind of most industries.
They would mainly, what I've read about Tickleburg is
Right.
that they're a huge goose population. That was their only real food, but you
Yeah.
can't keep goose around for too long, and there's no
Yeah.
refrigeration. So they're getting
Yeah.
these geese and using the feathers to improve tickling techniques and all that. But
Yeah.
pickled goose, not very
Yeah.
good. Tickled goose.
that improves the
Doesn't-
flavor of the goose.
It improves the flavor, but it doesn't keep as long.
Did you tickle this before you pickled it? And actually, I was curious. Is Tickleburg, that's the capital of Gigglestan?
Thanks so much for listening to Advanced Answering Techniques. This has been an episode of that podcast. If you'd like us to treat your questions this way, you can send them to advancedansweringtechniques@gmail.com. We're looking for a audio file about a minute in length, something along those lines. Guys, do we feel that we did adequate service to Justin's question and gave him some solutions? I sometimes, and this is that we've gotten away from ever talking about techniques, but sometimes when you listen, sometimes none of these options will be exactly right for you in your situation.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the nature of things. But frequently there will be principles that you can use from the ideas that's not this, but something like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of the way I feel about what we've said today.
And he's got options. We gave him a bunch of really good options.
Yeah. Well, I think, to abstract Gabe's idea more, it's like use
Who's?
Gaby's idea. I'm sorry. I was certain of mine. I didn't know that you had done the same thing. So if I'd known before we started, then
You
I
would
think I
just-
could have been able to do it.
Just be in a slightly different mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I even saying? Oh, abstracting Gabe's idea, we
Who's?
could go like use Gaby.
To abstract Gaby's idea.
Yes. Okay, thanks. You do that part.
Yeah.
We could use animal husbandry to woo your wife.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of that idea.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be chickens, doesn't have to be eggs.
Right.
He honestly doesn't ever have to be chickens, even using Gabe's idea. Just eggs. But doesn't have to be eggs. Could be
Right.
some other, I don't know, animal.
Some
that-
other egg leg animal.
Yeah, or, I mean, I don't know, if you could make a heart-shaped cow or something
Right.
like that,
Yeah.
that would be something else you could do.
Right.
We think. Josh and I is similar, and it's like go to the Bible and look
Yeah.
for ideas from there.
Bye.
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 The days work the way they do. They're set in stone, not clay. The calendar's a Swiss watch. Time is a line, don't make it sway. There's a zone for every flesh, every bone. Hogs get low, hawks go high. Something's gone wrong, though. When there's gods in the sty, don't you get mixed up in this. You can't be a part of everything. You're not allowed inside of absolutely every human scene. Of absolutely every human scene. 1,000 hills, 1,000 traces. This ain't one of your 10,000 places. Worms squirm, the dead stay limp. They board a train that runs one way. The heart is the standard sort of dirt. Every sun rises on the same damn day. Every sun rises on the same damn day. Don't you get mixed up in this. You can't be a part of everything. You're not allowed inside of absolutely every human scene. Of absolutely every human scene. 1,000 hills, 1,000 traces. This ain't one of your 10,000 places.